German elections 2025. Will Germany survive this chaos? Germany is at a breaking point. The 2025 elections could either save the nation or push it further into complete chaos. Immigration, economic collapse, energy crisis. This is Germany's reality today. But will it survive? Let's talk about it. I lived most of my life in Germany. It's my home, it's my native language, and where my friends and family are. But over the years, I've watched this country deteriorate. As someone who now leads one of Europe's largest trading communities and works with thousands of entrepreneurs, I know how much these elections matter, not just for those in Germany, but for everyone connected to its economy. In this video, we are diving into the chaos that's crippling Germany right now, from political unrest to economic uncertainty, and why the 2025 elections could be the most crucial turning point in decades for Germany. Whether you live here or not, what happens in Germany will affect all of Europe. Germany right now is completely in an economical and immigration crisis. There's crime, tension, the energy system is not intact anymore. There's fights in between all the parties, and especially the people, for what I feel, are desperate, cold, and they are really confused and they are unhappy with how Germany is functioning. Everywhere you speak to a German person, it's negativity, it's unrest, it's unhappiness, and it's chaos. Therefore, I truly believe over the last couple of years, Germany has put itself into a position where it's complete chaos, where there's no vision and no future. But I truly believe these are not only the Germans that take part and fault into that, but Germany was always, especially after the war, an asset that the elites and the dominating countries want to control because of its inherent power, economically, leadership-wise, future-wise, and the role of it. Great Britain, the USA, and many other big nations have always tried to control Germany, not only for its past, but for its potential in the future. And who controls Europe controls the bridge in between Asia and then the US. So there's definitely a lot of interest in controlling and crippling Germany, therefore not having Germany as an enemy, not having it strong enough. If you rule the world, then you don't want certain countries to be strong. You already have very strong and difficult enemies such as Russia, China, and so on. Therefore, you don't need another enemy. You need another ally, especially an ally that economically can produce a lot and help a lot and be the bridge in between two continents. Therefore, Europe and Europe in general needs to be strong, but not too strong, because the capability and potential of Europe in the past were shown, and unfortunately, but also fortunately, depending on from which view you see all of this, it happened what happened. I think Germany deserves more, and I think the German people are desperate for change, and there needs to be change right now. I truly believe that the 2025 elections are going to change a lot for Germany, because if a nation really knows what they don't want, which takes decades sometimes to understand, it will have a lot of power on where they want to go. We see a lot of change in the current world where leaders such as Trump, for example, elected into office now, are changing from left to more right, more nationalistic, and more for their country and not against their country. Germany was used in Europe and many other countries as a pocket, as a wallet. Money was taken out to fund other projects, to help other countries, just because of what happened in the past. Because what happened in the past is always used to take from Germany. I truly believe that what happened with Hitler's rise and so on has their negative sides 100%. I'm not for it, but I'm also not against it. But I truly believe that what happened afterwards is very, very bad and already happened. The Second World War was started especially because Germany was put into a very difficult position and was being destroyed and being controlled and being put down. And if you put someone down that has a lot of potential, great leadership, as Germany has, then one day they will fight back. And this very one day seems like we are coming down to it, to the 2025 elections, where a crippled man will stand up for its rights and will be again more focused on itself. Many agendas, many narratives, and many influence was pushed up on Germany over the last years and decades. Therefore, not really strengthening it, but weakening it. And 2025 elections now will be shown the result, which we will need to see. But I truly believe that it's going to take a very right or far right direction, because people are obviously constantly battling the problems of immigration, of society degrading, of the family being degraded, and many, many other westernized influences. Where I don't want to say that Germany is not westernized, it is, but it's a powerhouse that has been crippled. Companies are leaving, people are unsatisfied, immigration is complete chaos, people are getting on the streets, and once a safe country now is not so safe anymore. And if that happens, obviously the people will lean against the current ruling, which is pretty left to more rightish. That's how it always goes. Is that going to be a big change? Most of the times not, but it's definitely for the next term going to better some of the situations, and it's going to maybe turn Germany around. Even though I'm an immigrant, I have a German mom, but I was born in Namibia, Africa, and I moved to Germany when I was 5 years old. I enjoyed free schooling, free studying, and all the benefits of Germany. And that's for what we love Germany for being a socialistic country. But a socialistic country that does not have a strong economy anymore, as it had in the past, cannot work, because a socialistic idea is helping everyone and making everyone equal and keeping them on an equal high level, which if the economy is not there that brings in the money, that is impossible. Especially what people want to focus on is bringing back Germany as a very strong economical country. Therefore, we need tax cuts and better cooperation structures, and we have an insane problem of bureaucracy, and we are lagging behind in technology, especially internet. Therefore, if I travel to Germany, many times it feels like I'm entering a third world country, even though Germany was always a #1 country. Always said that there's many third world countries that Germany needs to help. I think Germany now needs help. It's a truly beautiful culture and nation, and it needs to be more respected, it needs to be helped, and also it needs to focus on itself much more and come up. So the 2025 elections, and therefore most likely AfD winning, which is more like the rightish party that especially stands against the biggest problems that we have right now, could help the country. But the problem with politics that I have is that everyone talks a lot and no one really does anything. What Germany needs is a strong leader, such as Merkel back in the time, or even other leaders that made Germany big in the past. So I truly believe, not saying that I'm for Hitler or against Hitler, for dictatorship, against dictatorship, or any style of leadership that takes lives away. I'm not a supporter of that, but I'm a supporter of a strong Germany, because a strong Germany is important for a strong Europe, and a strong Europe is important for the balance of power in between nations, and Germany definitely has the capability. Germany does not only stands for economical strengths over the last years, but some of the biggest brands, the best quality, and a lot of very important morals and ethics, how I conduct business nowadays, being punctual, respectful, and standing my word. All of these things I have learned from Germans and Germany stands for that and respected all over the world. If I identify myself as someone that is German anywhere in the world, people love Germans, respect Germans, and they are very, very good people. But at the same time, many people out there know that Germany has been weakened over the last multiple decades, and that they're in a very bad position. It's time to finally stand up. And I truly hope that any leader that takes the role or party that takes the position in the future of Germany has Germany in interest. As Trump said, America first. We need a leader or leadership or a party that says Germany first. Because there's a certain point where if you give too much as a nation, as a person, as a leader, it will overthrow you, because now you are weak and you have strengthened everyone else but besides yourself and your own people, and you shall never be in this very position. These are basics of leadership, and these certain basics were overthrown over the last years. Decisions were made and destroying the economy, pushed agendas that destroy deliberately Germany's economy, especially the car industry with their engines. Mercedes, Porsche, Volkswagen, these companies stand for a very strong economical support when it comes to Germany, and therefore they were taken away by this bullshit agenda that was pushed upon this world from the westernized elites. That is, we need to have more green energy, we need to turn off all the engines, we need to turn off all the fossil fuels run energy productions and cars and all of these kind of things, only weakening Germany, even though we have factually some of the strongest built engines in this world that produce less emissions than, let's say, electrical cars. So this doesn't make sense, and I think people are really seeing behind it, and that's something that people need to understand. There was a lot of agendas, there were a lot of narratives pushed to weaken certain countries and people and ideologies and strengthen others. And as I said, the world is a wolf pack. Who wants to lead needs to be stronger or weaken the enemies. And Germany has always been seen as an enemy for its strength, not only for the economical strength that we talked about, but some of the greatest thinkers, some of the greatest concepts, ideas come from Germany. And everyone knows Germany has this potential. But as long as you keep a person small, they will not fight against you. And the same thing they tried with Germany. But there comes the point where tyranny doesn't work anymore. Without going too deep and calling out any names and religions, there are certain power positions put in place to control Germany and to rip away all of the resources, all of the intelligence, all of the money, all of the goods in Germany. And that has happened over the years. And I truly believe the Germans are waking up, and I hope they now understand. I don't say that AfD or any other party is going to solve only these problems, but beside the nation itself standing up and standing for their flag and being more nationalistic, which was always frowned upon because of the past of Germany and what happened. Nationalism has nothing to do with what happened back in the times with Hitler. It doesn't mean that a country that stands behind its flag is going to be, at the end of the day, part of Hitler's movement or part of the Nazis, But that's how people really view Germany right now. And that's really, really bad for their people. I truly love countries and live in countries that truly stand behind their flags and they are proud of it. But Germany is not allowed to be proud. Therefore, I always say Germany is the only nation that does not want to be a nation. Germany or Germans are the only people that want to go away from normality, the normality that always has been a really big thing that people looked up onto, and people wanted to have a life like Germany. Even nowadays, if you speak to people from countries with weaker economies, most people want to live in Germany. They want to come to Germany. But there's plans that were put into place, especially when it comes to immigration, to weaken Germany in its situation by over-flooding it with immigrants, therefore destroying its culture and for what Germany stands for. And once you go to Germany nowadays, you know what I mean. You might not relate because you have never been there and you know Germany from movies, from documentaries for what it was, but it's truly not that anymore, and it saddens me to see that. And I truly believe standing up, being more nationalistic, having clear goals and visions, and using the resources and the companies that we have will put power back into Germany and will create a strong leader for Europe, therefore a more balanced world, which we definitely need. So the meaning for entrepreneurs and families in Germany and these elections are going to tell us a lot. Over the last couple of years, there was a lot of negative things that were pushed upon the German culture, or in general the westernized culture, which is all the gender stuff, the family values, all of the things that destroy family, femininity and masculinity. And therefore I don't like to live in Germany anymore. People are unhappy, they're desperate, they don't have a vision, they don't have a goal. Everyone is against each other and everyone is just miserable. And that is because of the culture that is lived in Germany, and people are not allowed to stand up anymore for the right values. In Germany, you need to be average, and everything above average is frowned upon and hated. So I truly believe Germany is a very good country to live in if you are successful, but once you become very successful, it's not the country for that. And that's due to the culture, on how politics are run and how everything is run. Therefore, it's always against the rich, always against the successful, and everyone needs to be socialistic average, which I love about Germany. But I truly believe Germany should strive and support its entrepreneurs and bright minds. And that's also, I hope that this is gonna come back under a certain different leadership. Again, I don't put my hope too much in a certain party, but I put the hope into the people, because the people are the ones that run the country, how they think, what they say, where they want to go, and how they work together. Hopefully it's not too far out for Germany that everything already has been destroyed, because they are definitely in a very bad position. So for entrepreneurs and families, I still truly believe Germany is a beautiful place to live, but especially if you are a new age entrepreneur and you have the opportunity to leave the country, to stay more competitive, save taxes, and live in a positive, up-pushing and upbringing environment for entrepreneurs, Germany has not been the place over the last years for especially that. But many other countries, such as for example the UAE, that's also why Germany needs to focus on keeping its most important assets, because they're all leaving to other countries like the UAE. If I would live in Germany right now, my next move would definitely to be protecting my family, making as much money as possible, trying to be safe and understand that we don't live in old good Germany anymore, where running around on the streets is safe. I would make sure that my family understands that there is certain problems right now. They should not be out after a certain hour. They should mind certain people and certain areas, which is very uncomfortable to do if you remember where Germany was once time in safetiness, but these things are just true. If Germany doesn't change over the next years, I would definitely leave Germany and I would definitely look for a future somewhere else. And there's many beautiful countries to do that. But if you decide to stay in Germany because you are German, I very much respect that. But you should help, you should push, you should work with other people together to uplift Germany and be proud of Germany. What I hate to see are people of a nation that are not proud to be part of this very nation. So I think that's what I would do right now in Germany. I would see how and what is happening over the next couple of years after this big change and the elections. But I already left Germany, especially because of the certain reasons that I just talked about, and I predicted a lot of these problems. I predict things as I predict them in the markets. That's what I have learned, to use the valuable information of the certain and current situation and then predict the future. And I was right with all of my predictions. That's why I left Germany over 3 years ago. To succeed, to have a better future, a more stable life, a more family and religious-based country, which Germany kind of went away from. Which at the end of the day was very sad for Germany. I know that these elections are going to be insanely important for Germany, and I truly hope for a more rightish outcome because it's going to help with some of the most recent problems. That doesn't mean that I'm on the left or on the right spectrum. I don't really put myself into any spectrum or political system. I believe in people, I believe in leadership, I believe in being proud of where you come from, and I believe for the normal morals and ethics in any nation or person, which are family, religion, stability, respect, nationalism, and love for your people, and doing something for the good of other people. And the country should do the very same thing. It should support the people, it should help the people, it should make it easier and better for the people, and it should use the resources that they gain through taxes to help the country grow into a certain vision and future, which there is no vision and no future for Germany right now. But especially the very far right or right parties, as the AfD, has a very strong plan for Germany. Therefore, dealing with immigration, dealing with safetiness, dealing with taxes, and that's things that we need right now to better the future in general, and people to wake up and see how it can be on the other side. Therefore, I truly say right now in Germany, I would vote for the AfD. After reading their program, understanding for what they have done over the last year, obviously the media tried to destroy them a lot and put them into a very far right, say they are close to the Nazis, they will destroy the country, they are racist, all of these things. Not at all. For what I've seen and the due diligence that I did, understanding them, listening to the leaders, listening to what they say, it is the most sensible party to vote right now, and hope that they will follow through their program and change as much as possible so people wake up, and this will lead to a ripple effect that people and the German people will wake up that there's another way on how to live this life, that they don't have to give up their country, they don't have to respect at the end of the day everyone that comes in their country more than themselves and their own people, and they're always second or third, because nowadays factually everyone that comes into Germany has a better financial support, a better life, and more support in general than a German person itself. And once a nation turns against its own people and favors other, it's a time for a change. If not, the people will revolt and the people will start something that people have only known from the past. And unfortunately, tyranny and misleading will always lead in a big boom. I truly believe that the rest of the world right now that knows about politics, and maybe Germany is somehow connected to Germany, is very sad to see in which situation Germany is right now, and they only wish for the best. I also wish for the best. Again, I don't say a certain party is going to do that, but unfortunately there's not a lot to focus and vote and parties to choose from. But I also truly believe that a more normal approach in Germany, a more nationalistic approach in Germany, is what is going to save the country in the future. Not to overextend it, but a healthy one.